Beautiful crowd. I love the diversity of Provo, Utah. No, look around. And you got tall white people and short white people and skinny white people and some white people that aren't skinny. This is beautiful, man. Am I the only Mexican here? Oh, my people. They're like, we have to get in before the wall goes up. Nice crowd. So I recently turned 40, like you 10 years ago, and over 40, wave a hand. If you're over 40, wave a hand. Okay. Now, if you're not 40, you're gonna think this is a joke. But if you're over 40, you know I'm telling the truth, because you start going through things when you cross 40 that you don't go through in your 30s and 20s. A couple weeks ago, I got hurt sleeping. Anybody? Not jumping out of bed while I slept. I pulled a muscle. And I'm limping around my house the whole day. I didn't know what happened. I couldn't remember. Then it hit me that I got that cramp. Who gets the cramp in the middle of the night? The cramp in the calf. Came time for me to take my nap, but I was scared. I'm not in good enough shape to sleep. So, of course, I made that New Year's resolution to work out. I went to the doctor, though, and I said, I want a workout plan. He told me to start with 25 crunches a day. I said, man, that's a lot of chocolate. But, I'm up to 12 bars a day, man. I'm feeling better, but my diabetes is out of control right now. I wore black tonight. Ladies know that secret. Black makes you look thinner. I think it's true because I often see chubby white women with black boyfriends. Just seeing how far I could go with you guys, all right? Don't go too far, Paco. Now, this is small for Latino standards, but this is the biggest I've ever been. I was the runt of a high school of 3,000 kids. I went to Berkeley High. I was 5'2" and 75 pounds my freshman year. Now I'm almost 200. And I went to a family party, and my cousin walks up to me, and he slaps me on my stomach and goes, "What happened?" I said, "I got older." I said, "But you were fat when we were 12. I'm just glad they didn't have that booster seat law back then. Can you imagine me going to the prom? I'd be like all buckled up, You're beautiful. Let me out, Mom. So I've been married 21 years. Thank you. Three wives, but I'm good at it, man. I just did a show with a couple that had been married for 62 years. And I asked them right from the stage, I said, "How have you stayed married that long?" And the husband said, "We haven't spoke since Vietnam." Now, I just remarried my first wife. After 23 years apart, we got remarried, and I had to go see the counselor at church to find out, he wanted to know why we wanted to get remarried. I said, "Because I miss half my stuff." No, the hardest part about breaking up, because we were childhood sweethearts, and then we broke up, the hardest part was the custody battle. We were right there in court arguing, "You take him. No, you take him." Some of you are laughing, the rest of you are praying. So I just finished a 12-base tour for the Air Force. They sent me out to do 12 shows across the country for the Air Force. It was awesome going back and performing. I was in the Air Force myself, so it was awesome to go back. Let me do a check right here in the room. How many military veterans we have tonight? Clap your hands if you're the military veterans. All right.
Go Vets.
Go Vets. Okay, let's do a room check. Where are the Army veterans at? Army. Give it up for the Army over there and back over here. Marine Corps, where are the Marines at? Any Marines here? No, everybody stay still. Watch, once a Marine, always a Marine. They don't know when the war ends. I have no Marine jokes. Where's the Navy at? Anybody from the Navy? Anybody serving the Navy? Anybody shop at Old Navy? An Air Force. Who's in the Air Force with me? Right over here. Give it up. My brother over here. We were this close to being in the military. You don't realize how tough you aren't when you're in the Air Force until you get out and you have to go to the VA to be with all the other veterans. I see a Marine limp by. He goes, Vietnam took a bullet. I see an Army soldier go by. Gulf War, shrapnel. I'm standing there with the wrist brace. I still wanted to act like I was tough. I was like, U.S. Air Force, carpal tunnel, email, 05. I'm better now. So I go out in these 12 Air Force bases. One of the bases was so far into Texas that the nearest airport was in Mexico. They said we could fly to Mexico or drive 6 hours across Texas to go to this base. I said, I'm not flying into Mexico. I know who won the election. You're not getting rid of me like that. So we drove from San Antonio to a base all the way out by the border, and an hour away from the base, we get stopped by an immigration checkpoint. Me and two other comedians, I'm driving the rental car, and I pull over at an immigration checkpoint, and I quote the immigration officer. He walks up to the car and says, Are you a U.S. citizen? It's like, are you a U.S. citizen? And then we were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when we were performing at a base. When we got there, they briefed us about how top secret this base was. But they had the hot air balloon festival going on, and hot air balloons were accidentally floating over the base and landing. And I witnessed this, and the military police were very nice. They just escorted them right off the base. I saw this happen, and I called my uncle in Mexico. I said, there's a new way to get in. And they can't build a wall big enough for this one. Oh, that would make him mad, huh? If we had hot air balloons. What do you mean? They're floating over the wall. We're gonna tax the air. We're gonna tax the air. I'm not left wing, I'm not right wing, you know. I get my political views from my grandfather, a very wise old man from Torreon, Mexico. I went up to my grandpa one day and said, Grandpa, what do you think about a woman's right to choose? He said, Mijo, I think everyone should wear shoes. I grew up poor. I'm not ashamed to say I grew up poor. Anybody grow up poor? Nothing wrong with growing up in poverty. You learn things when you're poor that you would not know if you had money. When I was 7 years old, the family car was a 1965 Chevy Impala that was not a lowrider on purpose. We had a big family and a hoopty, man. Who knows something about a hoopty? Used to call it a jalopy. They call it a hoopty now. This car had no reverse because the transmission was messed up. You couldn't make a left turn because the steering column was messed up. Okay, you cannot make up jokes like this, all right? This is a testimony right now. I was 7 years old when we had this hoopty you couldn't even make a left turn in. But at the age of 7, I already knew that 3 rights equal to left. Rich kids didn't know that. My teachers thought I was advanced. You don't want to ask my dad for directions. He'd be like, okay, man, you make a right, you make a right, you make a right, you'll be all right. We were poor. For dinner, all we had was helper. No hamburger, just the helper. You know, it's hard to travel. You know that, right? It's hard to travel and be a good person. Anybody experience that, where you're trying your best to be nice and friendly? But the flight in today, I'm on the window seat. The plane was packed. And it's not the man's fault. He's a big man, the seat is little, but he had to sit right next to me. And he's pouring into my seat. It's not his fault. But before we even get in the air, he falls asleep. And by the time we're up in the air, he's snoring, and his head is on my shoulder. He's dead asleep. And I start elbowing him to get him off of me. And then I heard in my heart, what would Jesus do? Man, I didn't know Jesus flew Southwest. Kept hearing, what would Jesus do? Then I thought about it. I was like, man, Jesus raised the dead. So I looked at him and said, wake up! He got up. I do all these jokes about being Mexican, and I'm a grandpa. Where are the grandpas at? Where are the grandfathers at? You have grandsons from your son or from your daughter? From your son. They're going to carry your name on. I have 2 grandsons. My second son gave me 2 grandsons. But his wife is Irish-Italian. I got Nico and Nolan. They got my last name, but they're blue-eyed, freckle-faced little boys. I can't even take them to the mall by myself without an Amber Alert going off. All right, I'm gonna do an impression for you guys. I can't do characters or other people, you know. I got a high-pitched, squeaky voice, I know that. I still get called ma'am on the phone. I called my friend up. My friend's named Jeff. Jeff happens to be black. His daughter answered the phone. I said, can I speak to Jeff? She said, hold on, Grandma. So either I sound like a little old black lady, Jeff's mom sounds like a little Mexican comedian. But I'm working on a new impression. I'm going to debut it for this special right here. I don't know if you guys are ready for this one. This is my impression of a Latino proposal. Are you going to keep it? Thank you. You guys some of you were laughing, some of you were doing signs of the cross. You guys like. All right, same joke with a different twist. This is my impression of a black proposal. In the case of 18-month-old Jamil, you are the father. I told you. I-T-O-L-L-U. You can spell it both ways. All right, one more impression for you guys. This one almost got me beat up. This is not about the friendly, kind, compassionate, loving God-fearing people of Provo, Utah. I was 2 hours north of Sacramento, California, at a Native American casino. One night a month, they do comedy there. 700 cowboys, no Indians. I did the Latino proposal, they laughed. I did the black proposal, they laughed. So I thought these were some really cool, good old boys. And I did this impression. Once again, this is not about the friendly people that are here tonight. This is my impression of a redneck proposal. Don't tell Ma. $700 people, nobody laughed. The dude sitting right next to the stage jumps up and goes, "That ain't funny." And he wants to fight me. And I was like, "Bro, sit down, man. He's about my age." I said, "Man, we'll have a heart attack before we land a punch. Just sit down." But he keeps going, and security came and they grabbed him and they're taking him out of the theater, and he goes, "I'll see you after the show." And he just threatened me. But I still have to be funny, so I said the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, well, "How are you going to catch me? I'm in a Mercedes, you have a trailer." That's what security was like. "That's enough, Paco." How'd I turn into Paco all of a sudden? I do all these jokes about being Mexican, and I'm not fluent in Spanish. I was at a show, and I mentioned that one time, and this lady, that's like a big insult in the Latino cultures. If you're not fluent, you fluent in Spanish? But if you don't, they get mad at you. And this lady said, "Oh, you're a sellout. You're not a real Mexican." I said, "Oh yeah, here's how Mexican I am. My youngest son, when he was born, he was already an uncle." You don't get any more beaner than that right there. People get nervous when we joke about race, act like race is the biggest problem in America. I think that's the media. The media wants to divide us. I travel around the country, go to rooms of all different colored people, and we all laugh together. The media does a really good job acting like we can't get along. We have problems, but our problems are nothing compared to other parts of the world where they hate each other so much, they'll put a bomb on their own body to kill themselves and their enemies over ethnic and religious differences. You'll never see that in America. You'll never see a redneck get on a bus in Oakland, California and go, "In the name of the KKK." All right, white men, don't cross your arms on that joke right there. I have a real mixed family. I got a black brother-in-law, Jewish brother-in-law, Puerto Rican sister-in-law. My wife's Puerto Rican, but not all the combinations work out perfectly, My nephew's Mexican and Jewish. He wants to get a car, but he's not sure if he should steal it or buy it wholesale. He plays soccer, and he goes to an inner city school in California. He's the only player. I go to one game because his dad is sick, so I go to the game with him. The uncle will be there with you. 2 soccer teams. He's the only kid on the field that is not 100% Mexican. And he's getting ready to go in the game, and he's stretching, and I try to make him laugh and relax. So I go up to the fence, and I yell, "You can do it." One of the parents sitting behind me goes, "Just you can." I don't speak Spanish, like I said. I'm still proud of my culture. Nothing wrong. Everybody should be proud of their own culture. There's nothing wrong with having some tribal pride, all right? I have those moments where it just burst out of me. Like for my birthday last year, my sister gave me a card to Starbucks. I don't even drink coffee that much. But I went, nobody in Starbucks, and there was a long line. Nobody was ordering coffee. Everybody was ordering fancy drinks. And I felt so out of place. And the lady right in front of me, when it was her turn, she ordered a soy vanilla latte. Now it's my turn to order, and I'm looking at the menu, and I'm nervous. And I saw they had a spicy mocha. So I was like, let me get a soy spicy mocha. Then when they called my drink at the end of the coffee bar, the girl was like, soy spicy mocha. And I had a burst of Latino pride, and I was like, soy mexicano. If you're not laughing, you didn't pay attention in Spanish class. I'm trying to grow my beard because I think I look more like my dad. But my mom was like, you look like your grandma. You met her? You're sitting there. So I have 6 kids, 5 boys, 1 girl. Yeah. My daughter is 15. She's beautiful, straight A student, made varsity cheerleader as a sophomore. And the boys are knocking at the door now. What's the right age to let her date? Let her date. 16? No, I don't like you. I need a dad. Dad, what's the right age to let my daughter date? There's not. Yeah, that's a good answer. There's not a right age. I told her 33. I said, Jesus never went on a date. If you outlive the Lord. My dad was a preacher, and I found out at 12 years old it didn't pay to be funny. Because my dad would go from church to church preaching. And I always take one of us kids with him, and I'm sitting in the front row of this big church, 500 people on a Sunday morning, and before my dad starts to preach, he surprises me. Mijo, stand up and tell the church something about yourself. I'm 12. I'm scared. I got a good life. I live at home with my mom and dad. What am I going to testify about? But I stood up and my sense of humor kicked in. And I faced the congregation and said, my name is Dennis. And I'm an alcoholic. Oops, wrong group. It's a good joke for the dry bar. Everybody thinks if you grow up in a preacher's home, in a good home, everything's perfect. No, my mom and dad would get into disagreements. But if my mom got upset, my mom was half Mexican, half Puerto Rican. My dad never wanted to lose his temper when he was having to deal with my mom. One morning, it was Saturday, we were going fishing early in the morning, and my mom started getting on my dad's case about getting some chores done around the house. And whenever he got upset, he would just throw out a scripture or a biblical principle. Do not try this at home. When she started getting on his case, he looked at her and said, ye without sin cast the first stone. That's the wrong thing to say to a half Mexican, half Puerto Rican woman. When he said, ye without sin cast the first stone, she was like, Jesus is my rock, I'm sanctified, and busted him upside the head. I got more jokes, I'm just looking at you guys. We parent different. I don't buy into the politically correct mentality that we're all the same. Who's tired of the whole politically correct mentality where you can't... If you want to see politically correct comedy, you need to go see a non-smoking, drug-free, vegetarian, bisexual, handicapped, Native American, senior citizen female that drives her electric car to her job at the recycling plant. I'm not the one. We do things different. I don't buy into the hype, we're all the same. To say that we're all the same, we're all equal, but to say we're all the same denies God's creation as far as I'm concerned. He knew what he was doing. He made us all a little bit different. Look how we parent. Each ethnic group does it a little bit different. No one gives better parental advice than my white brothers and sisters. You guys give statistics and facts. You guys have flyers on the refrigerator. It's beautiful. Just say no, Billy. A Mexican mom doesn't give statistics. She doesn't give facts. She'll just give examples. You're going to end up like your cousin Lupe. Some cultures you could talk back to your mom. If you grew up in a Latino home, you cannot talk back to your mother. You let your kids talk back to you? They talk back to you? And you let them live? I mean, you let them get away with it? I remember I thought I was old enough to talk back to my mom. She whooped me and grounded me for 2 weeks. Had to call my wife, let her know I couldn't come home. Baby mom is tripping. I get my sense of humor from my mom. My mom was funny, didn't even know she was funny. You know anybody like that? They're just naturally funny. They don't try to be funny. For my mom's birthday a few years ago, we took her to dinner, and then we took her to see the movie Passion of the Christ. How many people saw the movie Passion of the Christ? Okay, some of you did. I don't want to ruin the ending. He doesn't make it. 3 days later, sequel. We took my mom to see Passion of the Christ, and we got kicked out the theater. You know how hard it is to get kicked out of a movie when it's a good, clean, wholesome movie? We got kicked out because through the whole movie, my mom was screaming, "Run, Jesus, run!" Don't get churchy on me. That's a good joke. So how many years married? 15. Anybody got 15 beat? Who's got more than 15? 20. Anybody got 30? Anybody 30? 30, right? How many, sir? 45. Give them a round of applause. 45 years. To all the married couples, especially to the women, I want to help you out. This lie that goes around that says men don't communicate. Ladies, we communicate. Just not with you. Because we know if we say the wrong thing, it doesn't ruin that moment. It could ruin a whole period of time. I'll prove it to you. I had a golf trip planned with my uncle and cousins. We were going to go to Monterey, California, just 3 hours away. Had this trip planned for 2 weeks. I didn't tell my wife I was going golfing until the morning that I snuck out of bed very quietly. Got dressed, got washed up, came back to the room, gave her a kiss on the forehead and said, "Okay, I'm going golfing." And she woke her up. "Well, when'd you plan this?" I said, 2 weeks ago. "You're barely telling me now? Why have you mad for 2 weeks?" I love you. Never forget, ladies, that man you're married to is nothing but a big boy. all right? Don't kill the little boy in your man, all right? If he likes to play video games, don't get upset. You play video games, sir, still? She said no. He looked at her like sad. Are you all right, sir? Just blink and we'll get you in a shelter tonight, sir. He looked like a 12-year-old boy that was grounded right there. He looked at her, he's like, I play video games. I still eat cereal. Where are the men that eat cereal still? I go to bed with a bowl of cereal. I start my day with a bowl of life, and I finish it with a bowl of life. And there's a plan behind that. I eat life cereal every day just in case something happens to me. Everybody can go, he was so full of life. That's the dumbest joke I ever wrote. I got a trophy wife too, man. I know that's not right to say refer to my wife as a trophy, but I'm proud of my. Everybody, if you're in love, that's your trophy. That's your husband and your wife. That's your trophy. But not everybody got a first place trophy. You got a first place trophy, sir. Look at you. You put your arm around her, you're like, well, I win. She got a plaque, but you got a trophy, right? Well, shout out to my two black brother and sister in the back there, right? I asked where the black community was in Provo, and they said, they'll be at the show tonight. You don't understand how different it is. I grew up in Berkeley, California, in a melting pot. It's a global melting pot of people from all around the world, you know. And the most racist thing I ever experienced as a kid wasn't from a white person. It was from a black guy, and he was my friend. And this was back before people had start having their feelings on Facebook. I went to school with a kid named Kenny, and for 8 years, from junior high through high school, every day, Kenny called me Taco. I'm glad you think that's funny, ma'am. He would see me, and I would walk to school with my brother. I was Taco, my brother was Sauce. What's up, Taco? What's up, Sauce? Taco Sauce. Every day, all the way through school. I didn't get mad. I didn't file a complaint. I just thought about it. I said, a taco is a crunchy shell filled with delicious ingredients. How did Kenny know? One thing I know about comedy is you have to know the line. Everywhere you go across the country, you got to know the line. Each ethnic group is different on what is sensitive and what's not sensitive. Up here, you guys are very cool. Go to the South, you should have a passport to go to the South. Anybody from Biloxi, Mississippi? I got booked at a country western bar in Biloxi, Mississippi. And I knew the show was going to be in trouble when the guy booked me. He said, we want to book you. That's the way he talks. We want to book you for Cinco de Mayo. I was like, well, I'm booked already. He goes, hold up. I didn't tell you when the show was gonna be. We're doing it in February. So I went, and I knew I was in trouble when I used the men's room, and on the bathroom stall there was a swastika. Talk about a laxative. But we start the show, and it's going great. That we're having a good time, that people are laughing, and it only takes one, because there's good and bad in every group. We know that. From the back of the club, in the back of the bar, this good old boy screams out, "Spear chucker!" Now, I've been called every ethnic slur you could possibly call a Mexican. You start calling me names from groups I don't even belong to, that's taking it too far. There are people embarrassed in there. You're making us look dumber. There's good and bad in every group. There were some good people after the show wanting to meet me. This one man never met a Mexican. Came up to me. He took his sheet off. You're pretty funny for a Latino. That's Latino, man, Latino. Latino. Chicano, you's a Chicano, ain't you? That's Chicano, man, Chicano. Hispanic. I finally cut him off. I said, look, I don't care what you call me, just don't call me lazy. You will never see a Mexican on a street corner with a sign, "We'll work for food." You might see us on that same corner selling food. You give us a bite, that's an ice cream truck. You give us a truck, that's a fruit stand. Mess around and give us an RV, well, that's a restaurant. Hey, where's your restaurant? Depends. What kind of address is depends? I'm very proud of the diversity of my culture. I had a friend who had never been to a Mexican restaurant, and I took him there, and he didn't understand the menu, and he started questioning everything, and I was bragging about how deep and diverse the Latino cultures are. So he goes, "Well, what's a taco?" I said, "That's a tortilla filled with meat and lettuce and cheese and sour cream. It's delicious." He goes, "Well, what's a burrito?" I said, "Well, that's a tortilla filled with..." What's a fajita? That's a do-it-yourself kit. I believe we're equal. I believe we're different. Look how we define miracles. Each ethnic group defines miracles differently. White miracle is different than a black miracle, is different than a Latino miracle, different than a Chinese miracle or Asian miracle. White miracles, your miracles are usually because somebody was testing nature. You see it on the news. They were cross-country skiing, got caught in a blizzard, barely made it out. Miracle. That's definitely a white miracle right there. You will never hear that announcer say, "Jose and Leroy were caught in a blizzard." Jose and Leroy know that there's snow on the mountain. That's a message from the Lord. Stay off the mountain. White miracle different than a black miracle. Black miracle is more like, and then the judge dropped the charges. Brother, if you could see the people turning like this, they're like, is he laughing? Darn it, Martha, I can't turn around to see if he's laughing. They're gonna march. He's gonna make a march. Black miracle different than Asian miracle. An Asian miracle is more like, today I drive to work. No one honk at me. And that's different than a Latino miracle. A Latino miracle is more like, she's not pregnant. One thing about comedy, like I said earlier, you got to know the line. I perform in the South. The line is different than up here, different than California. Still got to make them laugh. There's still comedy clubs in the South, like in South Carolina, where on a Friday night, it's for white folks. Saturday night, it's for black folks. Still got to make them laugh, but you got to know the line, especially when the racial tensions are really high. I go to the South, here's the line when I got an all-white audience. Elvis Presley, Lady Di, Dale Earnhardt. That's the line right there. You do one Dale Earnhardt joke, you hear banjos go off. I was on BET. Black Entertainment Television had me for 9 seasons. I was the Mexican on BET. I know the line with my black brothers and sisters. Here's the line. Dr. Martin Luther King, President Obama, and hearing. You know, black folks very proud of the hearing. They let you know, I heard that. They're very proud. It's okay, sir. You can laugh at that joke. Go to a big Latino concert, that's my people, I know the line. Here it is for a big Latino concert. The Raiders, Selena, and Jesus, in that order. You could talk to the most hardcore gang-banging cholo out there. You say something wrong about the Lord, he'd be like, hey man, that's the Lord. He died for you and me, fool. Now go meet him. Ma'am, it's not a real gun. It's okay. She jumped. She's like, he's so violent. I'm gonna put it away, okay? Look right here. I saw her jump and almost messed me up. Now, I grew up in Berkeley, California, melting pot of the world. But when I travel, I tell people I come from the San Francisco Bay Area. Who's been to San Francisco? I tell people I'm from San Francisco, right away they go, yep, earthquakes. I think San Francisco is the greatest region on earth for one reason and one reason only. I don't care how big your event is, if you bring it to San Francisco, it will get topped by an everyday occurrence. Follow me on this. You could bring a great event to San Francisco, it will get topped by something very San Francisco. A couple years ago, it was Navy Fleet Week, Saturday afternoon. 400,000 people lined Fisherman's Wharf. I was there 2 hours early because at 3 o'clock sharp, the Navy's Blue Angels were going to come flying underneath the Golden Gate Bridge and swoop right past Fisherman's Wharf. 400,000 people, 3 o'clock sharp. I'm there 2 hours early. But at 2:59, he was 6'8" in high heels. Hot pink shorts, a tube top, and a scarf, and he just came strutting by. And I was like, oh, Lord, what the You guys have been a great audience. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless you.
I get a sense there's not too many black people. I'm not sure. I don't know the demographics, but No, I just say that because I saw a black guy a few hours ago, and he hugged me, and I didn't know him. And he said, "Take me with you," and I was like, "What?" It is good to be here. I love Utah. I really do. I mean, I've been here so many times. It seems like with all the craziness that's happening now, like I come to Utah, it's just mellow. Like it's not, it's not so divided here. I don't know what's gonna happen with our country. I really don't. But I believe in the American dream. I think that's still a thing. No matter. Yeah. I hope. No matter where you start, you can make something out of yourself. That's America, I think I'm the American dream. Look at me, from Brooklyn, New York, and now I'm in Provo. You understand? So, if you have a dream and you believe in that dream. But true story though, only in America, true story. My cousin Calvin from Brooklyn, right? Spent 7 years in prison, and that's not the dream part. 7 years in prison. While in prison, took classes, got his college degree in jail. Graduated top of his jail class. We're so proud of him. He made the warden's list, so he was a great student. My cousin got out of jail with his degree, and in 2 weeks, he got a job at a bank. No, I'm just teasing you. He didn't get a job at a bank. He didn't get a job at a bank. He did a bank job, is what I meant to say. Yeah. Well, he wanted to go back, get his master's degree, continue his studies. It was unfortunate, though, because when he went back in, they sent him to a different jail, and his credits didn't transfer. He had to start. He went to community jail. You got to go to the right jail, is all I'm saying. People. I do travel a lot. I travel within the country, but I also go overseas, I like going overseas. Last year was a good year. Last year I went to China, Israel, Scotland, Africa. It was good going to the motherland, Yeah. Because I've never been to Scotland. So, just kicking it with my people over there, They don't like Americans everywhere you go. Yeah, they don't like us everywhere you go. I think it's because, I don't know, everywhere you go, they know everything about us, and we know nothing about them. Yeah, we're like the hot chick of the world. That's who. You ever hang out with a young hot chick, and she doesn't know how the world works yet, She says things like, "You don't have to wait in line, just go to the front." Like she doesn't understand. All the drinks are free. Now, I will say this, respectfully, I will say this. When I go places, they don't seem to mind black Americans quite as much. Yeah, because, they know it wasn't us. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Africa a bunch. That's great, First time I went to Africa, I was so excited because I had a message, for my people over there. Because, see, to understand, you have to understand, my grandmother raised me, so I'm real old school, right? So, I'm real old, I'm from the, I never waste food. I'm from that era. I never waste food. Even to this day, we go out to eat, I'll eat my food and your food. Because growing up, I had to eat everything. Clean plate club. I had to eat soggy cereal. You know when cornflakes stays in milk longer than 2 minutes and 38 seconds? It changes form. You can't chew it anymore. You just gotta let it slide down the back of your throat. Yeah, I had to eat that. Yeah. My grandmother knew the real expiration date of food. The real, not the date on the package. That's a suggestion. That's not the actual. Yeah. Grandma, this is past the date. She's like, no, baby, it's 7 business days. And Monday was a holiday, so go ahead and knock yourself out. I couldn't eat what I wanted. I could never eat what I desired. I could only eat what was up next, what was about to go bad, Saturday morning, I'm excited. I want pancakes, They're like, ooh, no. Actually, we need you to eat this lasagna, if you don't mind. But you should start right now. There's not much time on that lasagna. Salmonella in 10, 9. And when we're kids are growing up, they tell us all the same thing, right? They say, eat all your food, because there's starving kids in Africa. Yeah. So when I went to Africa, I had a clear conscience. Yeah. I got off the plane. I was like, hey guys, good to meet you. Hey guys, listen, I ate all my food. Yeah. I don't know if you were starving or not, but it wasn't me, is what I'm saying, because... And the thing is, that never really made too much sense, that whole thing. I get the part, like, you don't want to add insult to injury. I get that part. But from a practical standpoint, it makes no sense from a practical standpoint, right? Because, like, if you eat all your food, it's in your belly. Like, that food can never make it to Africa. You ate it. But if you throw it away, it's got an outside shot, is what I'm saying. Like, say you're eating a pizza, right? You shouldn't do this. You got a slice of pizza, and you just fling it. You're done with it. Just fling it. And it just happens to fall into someone's bag who's on their way to Africa. Do you see what I mean? You just... Now, when I started that joke and I threw the pizza up in the air, I'm sure at least some of you thought a bird was gonna catch the pizza and fly it to Africa. Get real. Makes no sense. Been traveling a lot. I actually went to, you know where I went recently? I actually went to Amsterdam. Yeah, so, you know what happens in Amsterdam, Provo. Yeah, bike riding, exactly. No, I'm serious, everyone's on a bike. There's no shame to their game. They're just on, like, they don't have cars, they're on bikes, right? Because in the US, we're a car culture, you know? I mean, you know, unless you're on your mission. But in the US... most places in the US, we're a car culture. Like, if you're over 18 and you're on a bicycle, you kind of have to explain yourself, right? Hey, man, I noticed you're on a bicycle. You want to talk about it? Like, what happened exactly with your life? Like, what happened with your life? In the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, you'll see a man in a three-piece suit on a bicycle going to work with a basket. Bling, bling. He's probably the president of the company going to work, right? Like, here you see a man in a three-piece suit on a bicycle going to work, and you're gonna say to yourself, wow, his divorce lawyer sucked. That guy lost everything in a divorce. It's really sad. And that's why when people ride bikes, started about 15 years ago, when people ride bikes in the US, they go out of their way to let you know it's a hobby. You know what I mean? No one can just hop on a bike with jeans anymore. No, you gotta be in the Tour de France. Like, you got a $2,000 bike. You gotta have spandex, stupid aerodynamic helmet, right? The shoes that lock into the pedals. You gotta get sponsorship. You know, it's just like, what are you trying to shave 30 seconds off your time to Jamba Juice? Like, calm it all way down. Calm it down. And I don't get the shoes that lock into the pedals either. I'm sure there's a reason, but like whenever I see guys with shoes, or a guy with shoes that lock into his bike pedals, I get sad. I do. I go, oh, that guy doesn't know how pedals work. How sad. I should probably tell him how pedals work. Listen, you only need shoes that lock into the pedals if you have one pedal or one foot, because you gotta bring it back. Unless you're prepared to go like this, you know what I'm saying? That seems hard. I'm not sure. And the thing is, I get it though. Listen, I say all of this and I'm joking, but if I live in LA now, if you come to my place, you're gonna see me on my bicycle with some of the stuff I just said. Yeah, you're gonna be like, wow, hypocrite over here. But what happens is when you go into a bike shop, you ever go to a bike shop? They look down on you. It's like a cult. Like, as soon as you walk in, they got you. You're just buying stuff, you know? And I walked into a bike shop. You can't walk out of a bike shop without spending $1,000. You walk in and it's like, oh, I'm gonna need that. Oh, yeah. And I was getting everything they said. I didn't snap out of it until they tried to sell me the shoes that lock into the pedals. That's when I was like, wait a second, wait. Why do I need shoes that lock into the pedals? And how come I can't call my mother? Like, I'm just worried about what's happening here. We don't give the Dutch enough credit, man. The Dutch, shout out to the Dutch. Think about it. They gave us going Dutch. Like, that's big. Some brave, forward-thinking Dutchman stood up for himself one day and said, maybe you pay for yourself? I don't. They're very practical. They don't get credit. Everything they do is so, it just makes sense. Like, they have vending machines over there in the Netherlands, like an entire city block. It's a big vending machine. It's amazing. Bread, peanut butter, whatever you want, type in a number, it comes to you from halfway down the block. What do we have? Late night gas stations. And they lock the door at 11, because it's America. I get it, right? Now you gotta order through that glass what you want. He never gets it right. We've all been there. Like, hey man, let me get 30 on pump 6, please. And you know what? Let me get the Cool Ranch Doritos right there. Yeah, the Cool Ranch. Thank you. Oh, hey man, hey my man, listen. Hey. No. Those are not the Cool Ranch. Those are Band-Aids, actually. That's not what The Cool Ranch, right next to, right? You see what? No, dog, that's ravioli, man. Well, actually, how much is the ravioli? How much is the ravioli? All right, bet. Yeah, let me get the ravioli then. And then the Cool Ranch. You see, right? No, right? Your hand is right. That's fine. No, bring up the cashews. I love cashews. I like the cashews. That's fine. I don't have any children, you know. Maybe, we'll see. I waited. No. No. I meant we'll see if I have some, not... There's no little light-skinned kid in Amsterdam going, no, it's just... But I waited to have kids because I'm from the hood, and my mother had me so young that I wanted to fix it, you know? Yeah, I wanted to fix it to make her a grandmother at the right age. I was trying to clean up the timeline a little bit. Yeah, because my mother is only 15 years older than me, and that's a little snug. We can say it's snuggy, you know? It's not bad, though. The good thing is she could never play the back in my day card. Because I was there. I used to help her with her homework. Ma, you got to carry the one. How many times I got to tell you this? I still remember the day my grandmother sat me and my mother down on the couch and told us there was no Santa Claus. And we... cried. Yeah. That was a tough day for us both, yeah. My biggest fear is that when she gets older, I can't take care of her anymore, right? Gotta take her to a nursing home, and we're on our way there. She's 90, and I'm 75. And then we get there, and they make me stay. Like, well, man, by the time you get home, it's time to come right back. You might as well just kick it here. So like I tell you, my grandmother raised me, beautiful lady. We had a nickname for her. We called it Go-Go. I don't know why. It's not like she ever went. You know what I mean? Love Go-Go, man. We were like, that's my heart right there. But you know, she had funny ways about it. Like every time every time Go-Go burned rice, which was every time Go-Go cooked rice, it was always my fault that she burned the rice. You know, like I'm playing video games, she comes walking in. I say, hey, Go-Go. She's like, boy, you're trifling. What? You mean to tell me you sitting right in here and you can't smell the rice burning? Sorry, I thought you had that. I thought that was your thing. Goes on and on, almost a daily occurrence. I'm outside playing, still happens. I'm outside, Go-Go comes, calls me up. I run upstairs, we're on the 5th floor. I run upstairs, hey, Go-Go, what's up? Boy, you're trifling. What? She's like, you mean to tell me you right outside and you can't see the smoke coming out the window? This happens all the time. I grow up, I move away, I go to college, right? I get a call on my dorm, pick up the phone, it's Go-Go. Hey, Go-Go, boy, you're trifling. Like, Go-Go, listen, I'm 100 miles away from you, okay? I can't see it, I can't smell it. She said, turn to channel 6. It's funny, but technically you're laughing at my grandmother's house burning down. I just want to let you know that's... No, it's okay. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's exaggerated for the joke. So my mother, she has me, and then she waited and has... I have siblings that are a lot younger than me. They actually beat me to the punch. They actually have kids now, which is crazy. My sister... has a niece, I have a niece, my sister has a daughter, and she named my niece's name Skylar. That's her name, Skylar. I like the name, you know. I didn't like it at first when I first heard it, because it's kind of a white name. I feel we can, it's trending white. I think we can say that, right? It's trending. But you know what it is? My sister's name is Tashana. So my mother went that way with it. So I feel my sister wanted to just take a little off the top, is what she was trying to do. Just bring it back a smidge, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got a sister named Tashana, another one named Talisha, third one named Tajima. Yeah. Brother named Torian, and my youngest brother is named Victor. Yeah, it's like they got the Victor and they were like, okay, let's cut this out. We made our point. Can we cut this out? I think we made our point. Can we stop it now? And I like the name Skylar. I get it. My sister's smart, because Skylar's gonna get older and try to get a job, you know? They get that resume first. I'm liking her chances, you know? They get that resume, it says Skylar at the top. Skylar. Let's bring her in. Let's meet her, guys. Let's meet Skylar, yeah. All you want is a chance. They get that resume, it says Lucretia at the top. You know, Lucretia doesn't sound like she thinks the customer's always right. Let's just put that. And the crazy thing is, in our country, you can have a child and name it whatever you want. We don't have any rules about that, which I think is crazy. I think in the room where you give the name, we need like an alarm system, like a button at a bank that you press. You can alert the authorities that a mistake is in progress. Hey, congratulations on your daughter. What'd you want to name her? I want to name her Jensenga. Okay. So like ginseng with an A at the end. Is that what I mean? That's a great name. Just let me get something from under the desk. Hold on a second. Push the button, right? She gets back to the room. The baby's gone. Oh my God, what have you done with Jensenga? Oh, you mean Michelle? She's with a family that's gonna love her. That's where Michelle is. And listen, I'm kidding. I know you cannot take people's babies away, okay? And I'm also not making fun of your name if it's from a different country. I'm talking about every country needs their own set. Like, I got a buddy named Chinadu, but he's Nigerian. Like, that's like John, where he's from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about that. But for people that go off the ranch, think about it. One guy types the name in, that's the name forever. We got to give this guy the power to say no. He can change this baby's life. He's the baby's advocate. Give him that power, right? Congratulations on your daughter. What would you like to name her? Oh, you want the name of Exitasia? Wow, I'm sorry, what was that? Exitasia? Because we were so excited when she exited, so yeah, Exitasia. No, I'm sorry, I can't. Now she's gonna get upset, right? Well, hold on, who are you? No, I can name my daughter whatever I wanna name my daughter. I ain't talk to a manager, you tell anybody when they can name anybody. Matter of fact, big man, what is your name? What's your name? Who me? I'm Lamangelo. My crazy mother loved lemon jello. And that's why I work here. Gotta save the kids. It's fun being a comedian. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, you know? I know it's crazy. It used to be, I don't think it was work before, but now it's a lot of work. Because you gotta write jokes, that's easy, right? Kinda. But it's all the social media, people, it's just too much, man. Most people are great online, but you got some crazies out there. Some people are really cuckoo. And I don't need everyone to like me. I'm not about that. I don't need you to like me. I'm from Brooklyn, I'm good, right? But if you don't like me, I don't need you to tell me. You see what I'm saying? Like, just don't like me over there. But everyone's got... You know when the best time to be a performer was? It was the 80s. That was because it was like, there was TV, but there was separation, you know? Like say you hated Lionel Richie in the 80s. You had no way of telling Lionel Richie that you hated him. You had to eat that. Like, that was just something you had to just deal with. Maybe you could tell your friends, I hate Lionel Richie. It's like, all right. You couldn't just call Lionel Richie up and be like, hello. Like, you couldn't do that. That was not an option. In fact, the only way you could tell Lionel Richie that you hated him in the 80s was to buy a ticket to a Lionel Richie show. A good ticket. First 10 rows so he could hear you. Right? You had to drop some serious 80s coin. They're like, $35. You had to pay $35. So you could be in the first 10 rows. You got there early. You were stretching. You were getting ready. He's like, when he comes out, I'm going to say, I hate you, Lionel Richie. I'm so excited. I'm going to mess up the whole show. He's going to know I hate him. He's going to know. But then he came out. He went right to some Commodore songs. You forgot he was with the Commodores. He was like, well, some of the Commodore stuff is actually pretty cool, though. I actually like it. Okay, after the Commodore stuff, I'm going to say, I hate you, Lionel Richie. Then he did the song with Kenny Rogers. You were like, oh, I like that song, too, actually. All right. Right? Then he did We Are the World. He was like, oh, man, that's right. He wrote We Are the World. Damn, man. After this, I'm going to say. Then he did 2 other songs. You didn't even know it was Lionel Richie. About an hour and a half in, you're like, I think I love Lionel Richie, actually. And the problem with the internet is that you can't get kicked off. That's the real issue with it. You can do whatever you want today, come back, do it again. As a society, that's not how we set this thing up. The whole power we have to make everyone act right is we can ostracize you. We can send you to jail, right? We can send you to Australia. Like, wherever we need to send you, even in this room, we can kick you out, right? Internet, you come back the next day. Same problem with homeless people. You can't really tell homeless people what to do. You really can't, because they're already outside. You understand? You can't kick them more outside, is what I'm saying. Like, how do you threaten them, right? If you keep acting up, I'm gonna get you in an apartment. I swear, I'll pay your first and last month rent. Play games with me and see if I don't set you up in an apartment. But you gotta love the internet, because everything's on there. Everything's on. YouTube is like, I can't believe YouTube. It's the second search engine after Google, which is crazy when you think about it. Like YouTube, everything is on YouTube. Like if you grew up and you didn't know your father, okay? Don't hire an investigator. Don't do that. Go to YouTube and type "my daddy," and your dad will pop up on YouTube doing the nay-nay. I promise you, he's there. Everything's on YouTube. It's an amazing thing. I'm telling you, 20 years from now, there won't be doctors. Just be YouTube. Like your appendix is hurting, you'd be like, okay, which one of my friends has a steady hand? You bring up the YouTube. Skip the ad, dude, skip the ad. This is a pretty good deal, though. Let me bookmark it, I'll come back. Everything is on YouTube. My AC wasn't working, right? I went to the manufacturer's website, nothing. I go to YouTube, type in my AC, 3 or 4 guys pop up, teaching me how to fix my air conditioner. I was like, thanks, 3 or 4 guys. Yeah. One of the videos was in my apartment. I didn't know how he... And I was like, yeah, I was really appreciative. I was like, thank you, guys. But at the same time, I was like, who asked you to do this? Like, why was this your responsibility? I'm trying to... What, did you wake up at 2 a.m. in a cold sweat? Oh my gosh. There's people out there that don't know how to fix the air conditioner filter. I've got to do it. That blows my mind. Anything in the world you need or want, someone else in the world said, I got it. I'll do a video for you. Anything. You can go to YouTube and type, how do I wipe my butt? Some guy will pop up. Hey guys, Jack Morris here. Please subscribe below. So a lot of people hit me up. They say, Jack, how do I wipe my butt? It's real simple. Here's what you're gonna need: some toilet paper and a butt. Follow me, guys. Let's. Now, I'm sorry that's a little out there, right? I just thought of the craziest thing I could think of. But then I went back. I said, well, let me see. Let me research my own joke, right? I went to YouTube. I typed in, how do I wipe my butt? 5 videos. 5 legitimate videos with no irony. Just people teaching you, right? And who can this be for? Who is this video for, really? Who in the world knows how to read and write, owns a computer, but also doesn't know how to wipe their butt? It's got to be for aliens. When you think about it, it's the only thing that makes sense. I get all my music online too, because the radio station, they play 4 songs all day. You know how that is. I actually heard Jay-Z on the radio recently, and the radio guy was talking to him. He was like, yo, Jay, what you feel about the music today, Jay? There's no good music, And Jay-Z was all like, well, there's good music out there. You just gotta find it. You gotta search for the music. So... It's your boy. So anyway, so think about what happened there. The radio station asked Jay-Z, where's the good music? Jay-Z told the radio station to find it. You're the radio station. Like, that would be like if you went to a restaurant, you call a chef over. Hey, chef, can I talk to you for a sec? Yeah, this food is awful. It's crap. And the chef was like, yeah. There's good food out there, though. You know what I mean? You gotta... We can't serve it, but do your homework. It's out there. It's redunk. Traveling, when you travel, you learn things, too. You can dispel things that you thought were true that are really not true. I mean, still, the lessons you learn at home, I think, are solid, but you learn. Like, you travel, I've been all over the world, I learned. It hit me one day. I was overseas. I'm like, wow, Asians are the best drivers. And it hit me one day. I said, Asians you guys think I'm having a stroke, don't you? No, I'm serious. Asians really are the best drivers. You have to go over there to get it. You know how you cross the street in Vietnam? The cars don't stop. You can stand on the corner for like an hour. And you're like, what's happening? And someone explained it to me. He's like, no, you got to just go. And they'll just drive around you. Yeah, you have to take a deep breath and just step out in the traffic. They're like, whoa, but you got to keep the same pace. It's very important that you keep the same. It's like Frogger and you're the frog. You understand? And then you get to the other side of the street and you look back for your body and you go, whoo, I made it. Unbelievable. That means they're driving around you. That's precision driving, right? And some of you still not buying it. Think about it like this. I prove to you Asians are the best drivers. Prove to you right now. Think about it like this. Anybody can just drive safely. And anybody can have an accident. But do you know how hard it is to almost have an accident? All day. Like that's... That is a skill, my friends. This is the part of the year where, if you're a sports fan like me, I don't know, we're taping this at the time where basketball just finished, hockey just finished. This is when it gets rough. I mean, I like baseball, but, you know, it gets rough right now. That's probably why you're here. You're like, let's go to see some comedy because there's nothing on. And what happens is ESPN, they have to justify why they're around. So they start showing stuff that's not sports. This is when it happens. They start putting on activities, but try to pass them off as sports. Dart throwing, activity. Bowling, activity. The other day I saw cup stacking. Now, for those of you who don't know what cup stacking is, let me explain to you. It's cup stacking. They give kids cups and they stack them. I'm like, put the cups away, go outside and take your beating like a man. Go outside. We can't find a sport for everyone, is what I'm saying. Like, cup stacking? You know how low that you know how many teams you didn't make to... Activities, man. Fishing. I mean, fun activity, but an activity. I don't want to watch people fish. How do you watch people fish? It's so boring, you have to just go fishing yourself. And here's how you know, all these things I'm saying, I said dart throwing, fishing, here's how you know your sport is just an activity, a little litmus test, if you're wondering. If you're the best in the world at your sport, but you still have a roommate. Sorry, that's an activity, that's not a sport. If you hold the world record, but you split the cable bill, I'm sorry, that's not activity, that's not... Michael Jordan never had roommates. Like, Michael Jordan never came home from winning a championship and there were 3 guys on beanbags playing PlayStation. And they were like, hey, Mike, how'd it go? Yeah, we won. We won the championship again, yeah. Hey, guys, anybody know what happened to that chow mein that I had in the fridge? It was almost full. It was a thing of chow mein. So nobody knows what happened to the chow mein. Okay. I said I was gonna win the championship, come home, and eat that chow mein. I wrote my name on it. You didn't see my name? It said MJ's Championship Chow Mein. You guys didn't see that on the... Now, any single people here in the crowd? Single, no single. Clap if you're single. Oh, okay. More women than men. So I'll speak to the ladies on behalf of the men. Ladies, love you, all of that. Don't take this the wrong way. But for the single men out there, this is a message I'm sending you. Ladies, you know how you have a guy friend, even if you're not single, you had this before, every lady in here. Remember you had the guy friend that you liked a lot? A whole lot? But not that way? Yeah. That's wrong, ladies, is what that is. But because if the guy hangs out with you, you know he likes you. I mean, why else would he put up with you talking? I mean, seriously, just... I'm sorry, ladies. When you have a guy friend and he's a great guy, ladies, and you won't date him, do you know what that's like for the guy? It would be like if you went on a job interview, right? And the guy was like, well, Mr. Perkins, this is a great resume. You've got the experience we've been looking for. We love your attitude. You're perfect for this job. And we're not going to hire you. No, we'll probably hire someone who's far less qualified and has a drinking problem. But this is a great resume. Wow. In fact, this is the resume we're going to use to judge all the other candidates. Now, we're not going to hire you ever, but is it okay if we call you every now and then to complain about the guy we do hire? Can we do that? And fellas, if this happens to you, it is your fault. Because women don't read minds. Just let them know what you want. Just be a wee bit assertive. Let them know, right? Like I tell ladies now, I tell them, listen, I'm good with friends, so I'm not looking for that. I got all the friends I need, right? I'm taking no more friend applications. I mean, check me around Christmas time. I might do some seasonal hiring, but for right now, I have enough friends. I got a mother, 3 sisters. I got cousins that I can't be with because of society, and I said who was single, so everyone else must be not single. So who's not single? Good on you, good on you, good on you. And I don't know, I ask people, how do you make it work, relationships? And I get different things, communication, you know. Some guys say drinking helps. A lot of men tell me, though, a lot of men just like, hey, man, just let her be right. Just, you know, yes, dear, and I get it. All these things I get. But here's, I think, the real thing to it is picking the right person in the beginning. Then the work is a little easier. You don't mind doing the work. So I don't know about for ladies, but for men, I've got a little litmus test. Here's how you know you got the right lady. Right, fellas? It's the one you look at and you say to yourself, you know what? I love this girl so much that I am prepared to come home from work every day, sit down in front of her, and listen to her story. Now I know it's not going to have a beginning or an end. I realize that. She's going to introduce new characters along the way. But I'm going to listen with love and empathy. Going to offer no solutions. Even if there is a clear solution, I will not offer that solution. And ladies, we love you, but you know your stories are not. You don't beeline it with your stories. You kind of you glow stick it with your stories, you know. And it's because you're smarter. Like, I'm being real. Like, your brains handle more variables than ours with tunnel vision. So, ladies, when you talk to a man, be gentle. Understand what we got going on up here. Just checkers, just basic checkers. That's all we got. Just king me. That's all we got. And ladies, your brains, chess. Yeah. Except every piece on the chessboard is also playing a game of chess. Do you see it as... And I think that's the reason why you never see like 4 women hijack a plane. Yeah, I think it's because it would take too long, to be quite. And another thing. I'm sorry, but why are you hijacking this plane again? I'm getting to it, okay? Okay. It's just that we've landed already, is the thing, so. Should we circle? What should we do, man? I tease. We love you, ladies, though. Love you. 2 more things before I get out of here. There is, I live in LA, from New York, I live in LA, and I don't know if you have this kind of thing here, but there's a social experiment in LA that just intrigues me, okay? Same parking lot, there's a Whole Foods right next to a 99-cent store. It's trippy, because it's like the 1% shopping with the 99%. And you feel bad for the 99-cent store people, too, because they have to walk past the Whole Foods. Every now and then they go in by mistake, you see them, they're just confused. They're putting almonds on layaway. You know what I mean? It's just really... I go to both stores, okay? But when I'm at the 99-cent store, when I go to the dollar store, I'm proud. And I hate when I'm in there and there's a guy ahead of me that tries to make me feel bad. Yeah, I look over, he's got bleach, sponges, Ajax. I get his message. Because you know what he's saying? What he's saying is, well, I just get my cleaning products from here. I mean, I shop here, but I don't shop here. Screw you, dude, because I'm getting my groceries for the week, is what I'm doing. And if you're the man, if you got it like that, don't even come here with the plebes. If you're the man, go get your bleach from Whole Foods. Go get $8 bleach. Here, go get some cage-free bleach. Like, if you're about that life, get some farm-raised Ajax if you're about that life. Don't bring your $4 attitude to the 99-cent store. And once you come to the dollar store, you're one of us. You're no better than anybody else. So if you're there, why not have fun? Get in the game. Everything's $1. Get in the game. Go get some grapes that are gonna go bad in an hour. Just get them. You know my favorite thing about the dollar store, my favorite thing are the bananas. Yeah, because I've been to dollar stores all over the world, okay? And I'm not sure, is that bragging? Like, what did I just say? I don't even know. Is that a brag or I don't even know what box that goes in, but I've been at a lot of dollar stores, and any dollar store in the world you go to, you got 2 choices of banana. You know, there's 2 options. Dark green or black. Like, those are your 2. And I think what happens is when they turn yellow, they take them to the Whole Foods. I think that's what's happening. I want to leave you with this. I live alone, everyone. I got my own little condo. It's a good look. I didn't always live alone. I used to have a roommate. I saved up. It was fine. My roommate was cool. But when people live together, they're never equally clean. This is a fact. So, round of applause. Who's the clean one? Clap if you're the clean one tonight. Yes, clean one's very proud. You see that? That's a proud people. Clean one's like, yes, I'm the clean one. Yeah. And the clean one always looks at the dirty one to make sure they're not clapping. No, it's not your turn. He didn't say. He didn't say you. He didn't say you. I won't say dirty, but clap if you are a little untidy. Maybe you're busy, you got stuff going on. Yeah. These are my people. And you gotta clap, because as soon as I said it, the clean one went like this. So you gotta, these are my people. And I'm sure you're like me. I'm not filthy, just my old roommate, he was obsessive. He didn't live life, you know? He stalked Dirt. Dirt had a restraining order against him, yeah. He was always lurking in the shadows, waiting to clean. You know? Like, I'm eating a sandwich, I run get the phone, I come back, the plate, it's gone. It's in the dish rack. And he's not even home. You understand? He was passive aggressive. We used to write little notes and leave them all over the place, you know. Like, God forbid, I didn't wipe off the sink. That would get a note. Yeah, like, attention, sink users. And it was just me and him. So I'm like, why are you? It's just me. Say, I'm Dwayne. Say my name. But you know, if you clap second, when you live with a clean person, you know it's kind of cool. It's annoying, but it's cool, right? Because when you live with a clean person, you never have to clean. Because clean people, you have to do it. Yeah. It's a compulsion. You can't out-filth us, right? Because our threshold for filth is so much higher than yours. And clean people, we love it when you act like you're not gonna clean it. Yeah. It's cute, it really is, it's cute. Because my roommate would try to get tough, right? He'd be like, hey buddy, hey. Yeah. Hey, you know those dishes in the sink? Well, you know, they're yours. So. Yeah, I know those are my dishes. Just leave them there. I'll get to them. Just leave them. Okay. Hey, any idea when you're? No, I'm not sure when, actually. I'm about to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And then I'm gonna read the Old Testament, so I'm not sure. Hey, you guys are great. I'm Dwayne Perkins. Thank you very much.